Who enjoys Kraft Dinner? I love Kraft Dinner, not gonna lie.
Really? When was the last time you ate it?
Oh, it's been, because I don't eat those sorts of things, I can't even remember, but I still.
You love it.
I still do love it. The taste of it.
I love the idea of it.
I don't know about that.
I'm the queen
It's
of
like alphagetti. You go back to it and you're like, this isn't good.
Well, so there's been some groups that are trying to put pressure on Kraft to take the neon orange coloring out of Kraft Dinner, because anything that is that color is certainly not natural and by extension probably not healthy for us. But that brings up an interesting point. So remove neon orange coloring from boxed pasta.
Yeah, this is clear. This is my biggest issue with it. Is these? I checked out the blog of the woman who's sort of behind getting this movement and this pressure and creating this survey to put pressure on Kraft, and yeah, she's got a neat little blog, and she's all about like trying to shop locally and going to like veggie marts and stuff like that within the community and grabbing all that stuff, but really, like, you're going after something that comes out of a box and takes 8 minutes to make. Like, that is your first problem.
It doesn't really get more artificial than that.
No, yeah.
Been sitting on the shelf for 6 months, eh?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? If people are going to eat it, the people that are going to eat it and eat it regularly and feed it to their kids, if you can take away one element of what makes it bad, isn't that better? If you're not
because you're still putting hot dogs in there, and like
I'm like salivating right now. It's awesome.
But if
I don't think anyone's arguing that it's a bad thing. It's just a really strange place to start.
fair enough, but make the bad things slightly less bad, because there's people who are never going to give that up,
no,
right?
No, I mean what I mean by bad thing is I don't think anyone's arguing that taking the dye out of Kraft Dinner is bad. But what a strange place to start. Like, there are so many other places where, I mean, there are artificial dyes and stuff like that in so many different foods, and Kraft Dinner seems like the most artificial of, one of the most artificial out of all of them.
Well, did they ever say what it would look like then, Kraft Dinner? Because they have like white cheddar Kraft Dinner, so.
Well, I was just thinking that because a lot of what goes into food marketing is about how to make it look the most appealing, right? Yeah. So kids like that color. They like the idea, well, we eat orange cheese. Cheese isn't orange.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing coming out of a cow with that color.
Oh, well, Jell-O, red, green,
Well, the craziest thing
blue.
about those flavors, right, is I know they say like, oh, it's strawberry flavored and it's grape flavored. No, that's red flavored. Like, that tastes red and this tastes purple. You know what I mean? It's so artificial.
Then we're going to be eating clear gelatin, right?
Well, but
Sure,
it's, I
why
mean,
not?
that is the truth. Our food would be quite gray. A lot of our food would be unappetizing to look at.
Well, and I think that's the funniest thing, though, because that's the argument from the food producers is it wouldn't look appetizing if we didn't color it like this. Well, what are you selling us as food then? Like, if you take the dye out of Cheese Whiz, for example, and it turns out that stuff is gray, which it is, then gross. Like, I think food producers should be forced to take dyes out of everything, and we would actually see what we're eating. I think we would change our eating habits a little bit.
And you're on board then.
Oh, I absolutely am. Yeah, I just find it funny that she started with Kraft Dinner. I'm totally on board.
I have then, just to play on the other side of it here, is Kraft Dinner. There's of course your standard, your original, the stuff that is the brightest of brightest neons.
Of the Kraft Dinner products.
I love Kraft Dinner. I hadn't had it for a long time. And then just a few days ago, you get that craving, and I was just like, I got to do it. I got to have it. Completely ruined whatever workout I did that day, but whatever. Satisfied the craving. Yeah.
That's why
I was on the bike.
That's why the guy on the bike was staring at you.
It's like weird. But
Make the connection. It's just like, is that guy seriously eating
so
Kraft
now
Dinner?
Kraft Dinner has like a flax option. It's got the Kraft Dinner Smart or whatever. I'm not going to say that this is like completely saving them from all this criticism and everything, but do you at least give them a little credit for attempting?
Attempting to tap into people's desire to eat healthily, or to actually feed people healthy food?
I don't know.
But I think food producers on a whole have been told or are doing it. I mean, there is sodium reduced, there's so many allergies now, gluten-free. There are options out there.
It's not all the food producers, right? And it's not some of the big, I mean, I will say, I know President's Choice, that whole corporation, they're going with their own in-house brand. They have committed to no preservatives, no artificial coloring, and that's a big that's big, right? But it's, I mean, you've got some of the huge food producers who, I think you're right. It's not that they're trying to offer healthier food. They're trying to get people, they're trying to look like they're offering healthier food. Because really, some flax in your Kraft dinner.
Well, it worked.
Well, it's like McDonald's
You bought
serving. McDonald's serves apple slices but with it's you can't just serve an apple. You have to have this like weird caramel sauce to dip your apple in. Like an apple
those
doesn't have
apples-
sugar in it already.
To keep those fresh, to
Yeah.
keep the apples fresh, they are dipped in chemicals to keep them from browning.
Well, of course they are.
Right, but this is just it. So you think you're getting something healthy.
Yeah.
You're not. You're getting something healthy on one end of the spectrum with a highly unhealthy element to it.
And
Yeah.
I just hate that it's making it easier for lazy parents. And yes, I'm going to be very judgmental here, but I mean, my kids, like, I don't feed them that stuff. You know, everything is. I chop things to make meals. You know, yeah, I know it's crazy. I don't open a can, right? And that's like, but there are so many. Families out there who eat crap all the time, and then all of a sudden I feel like this woman who's trying to create this movement to take out dyes and stuff is actually doing more harm by telling parents it actually is okay for you to eat Kraft Dinner.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not. Like, I get it, you're like busy and like that one day a week you're like, crap, I got swimming lessons and this. Yeah, sure, throw the Kraft Dinner on, but I mean,
You're not going to kill your entire family by serving it one day. But it's not
but
it shouldn't be a
treating it like
staple.
it is a healthy option is just, that's crazy. It's not a healthy option.
I think though you never there are, and again I go back to my original argument, there's people that will never, no matter, you could tell them you eat this you're getting cancer next week, they'll eat it anyway, because until they see what it's done to them, or even if they got cancer next week, they won't believe that's what did it. Right? So I think there's going to be an element of the population, it doesn't matter how much they know, they will choose not to listen, they don't care, they're too busy, excuses. So I do understand, I know what you're saying, it's a weird place to start, but at least take some of the bad out of something that people are going to use as a crutch, mitigate a little bit of the damage. I don't know, I don't think it's the worst thing. You're right, weird place to start, but
I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Like,
Yeah.
great, I mean, one at a time. If you take all the chemicals out of that thing, then they'll just be selling empty boxes eventually. But like, it's still a good thing though, right?
I mean, if enough people like this woman start a movement like that, then people will not go and buy Kraft Dinner, and Kraft will, maybe not in our lifetime, but who knows? By the time your girls grow up, maybe that product will be off the shelf. Who knows?
Blog neon orange.
A neon
that
orange,
would be
yes.
fun.
well, guys,
We
we
only
need
hope.
to get back to work. We need to return this to a working newsroom and get back at things. So thanks to the crew for setting up in here, because it was a little bit of a nightmare, but we got it done. So yay to the crew! Yay! Thank you, crew.
Saved us a walk down the hall.
That's
yay.
right. All right. See you guys later.